All right, welcome to my channel. As you all know, he's a familiar now with the Leb Kelly from Melbourne. How are you, my bro?
I'm well, mate. How are you?
Good, good, good.
What's happening up north?
But you got a bit of a fan base, bro. They always tell me, fucking bring Leb Kelly on.
Mate, when my life turned like many people's lives, I don't know, there was something weird in it. Honestly, I very early on knew that there's something more than me involved in this. And, alhamdulillah, I'm just in a very, very happy place at the moment. So are my kids. And to me, that's wealth.
All good. Now let's get into it. Go fire at me like you always do.
I actually, there's a lot to talk about this week. There's a lot of stuff going on. I suppose a friend of mine asked me the other day, do you still ride? Do you still involved with bikes? Still ride at all?
Bro, I went today to see my brother who was going to a friend of ours' funeral, and the boys figured riding. Lucky I wasn't riding today. The police got that much of a vendetta against me. I rocked up, and I don't know if you see my post. I done a video of the boys riding off, and one of the boys in the pack, I don't know who it was, can't see his plate or nothing, does a burnout. Anyway, they follow to the funeral. They pull them all over to cause trouble for me. They grab the one that they don't like. He's a bit outspoken sometimes. They grab him, and they know he's a hothead. And they go to him, your bike's grounded. They put a red label on it. He goes, you're losing your license on the spot. $1,400 fine, rah. He goes, what's this about? He goes, you can thank Moudi for posting on his story you doing a burnout. So they tried to instigate a drama. Lucky that bro was 21 years in the Nomads. I got a good friendship with it, and my brother's currently a member of their club, and they know that I didn't post it to cause anyone trouble. But most importantly, what I posted, there's no number plate. You can't see nothing. You see a guy in the distance doing a little burnout. But to create a drama, they said that, instigated it, hoping for him to flip out. He's just lost his license and approach me. And then me and him end up taking each other out in the heat of the moment. And how things could lead, brother. You know what I mean? Lucky he was a gentleman. He goes to me, bro, he goes, I don't care, I'm going to fight it. It wasn't me anyway. He goes, but yeah, they said that you posted on your page. Oh, sorry, but I got 10 stitches in my, I had a surgery, so I'm moving around a bit. Yeah, so back to what I was saying, they're talking about riding. I'm scared to ride, bro, because these coppers have got a vendetta. And this is a message to New South Wales police. I know he's watching me. Don't go create dramas between me and people. If I post something on my page and you can't see the person, nor the plate, nor anything, don't just go and grab a random gangster off the street and say, you're getting the fine because this guy posted it. It looks like you. You just can't be doing that, because if you want to be smart asses, I will put the notorious vest back on. I know you don't like people flying colors. I'll ride by myself. You can't get me for consorting. I'll get on a bike that's fully engineered, and I will ride day and night and do posts and throw it in your faces, because you know I'm not afraid of the New South Wales police. When I was the boss of the Nomads, I'd walk into the police station and throw all ears and challenge all ears. I don't care. You know I don't care. So stay the fuck out of my business. I've changed my life. Don't go around telling bikies that they're losing their license because I done a post on my Instagram. You're going to get someone hurt for your little fucking tactics you're doing. You think you're clever, but keep in mind, this is to the boss of the New South Wales police. If that would have went sour today, and me and this guy attacked each other, and for whatever reason, one of us ends up falling on the ground, cracking the head open and dying, yous would have been in trouble, because yous are part of a joint criminal enterprise, it'll be labeled, because you guys are the ones that said that my post led him to lose his license. And if an altercation happens, someone loses their life, that becomes a joint criminal enterprise. The police, the man, and myself. So they think he's a fucking smart ass, my lawyer. And my lawyer said to me, because they put themselves in a situation that if these would have killed each other, they would have been arrested as well. Whichever officer gave the fine would have been arrested, because he legally can't do that. He legally can't even use a public person's camera as evidence. It's against the law. You can't do that. Just to answer your question, yeah, I like to ride, but you got corrupt police officers playing this game, bro. They fucking rev me up, bro.
Get blown away, mate. I just want to know if you're still riding bikes.
No, my question up there, I just took advantage of you asking me that. This was directed at the police, bro. This wasn't even, I didn't even want you to even entertain it. I want them, because I know they fucking watch my page, and they're pissing down the wrong tree, because they know I will put the colors on day and night and rev them up.
You actually, there's a lot in this, and I was just trying to listen and make note at the same time. First and foremost, I mean, how quickly did they get onto that? For whatever the reason was,
Brother, 15 minutes later.
yeah. Well, that's what's out there. And I always tell people, imagine the technology and the resources that we don't know about. That's why these days,
But you can't see the guy or his plate. They just grabbed one person out of the pack and pinned it on him.
yeah, it's there's a lot in that. Yeah, it's like, Moudi, here's a question for you. I know you've had your history with the cops and the system, we'll call it. What's your advice to a young guy who, for whatever reason, is getting hassled by the cops, right? There's a fine balance between holding your position and being strong and firm in your sense of worth and stuff. But do you advise people to be smartasses, or do you advise people, how do you advise young kids to handle themselves?
This is how you handle the police of Australia these days. Don't even bother getting into altercation or an argument, because they're going to manipulate it and twist it. What you do, get your phone out, record what they're doing, let them keep doing their bully tactics and their corrupt tactics. Go to a lawyer, give it to a lawyer and say, this is what I dealt with today. That's how you don't confront them, because you can't beat them. They'll manipulate it and twist it.
Very good point. It's a very good point.
That's how you do it.
I've seen it a lot online, like a lot of Lebos getting angry at them. And I get where the anger can come from, but it doesn't serve you well long term. You need to be factual and evidence based.
Brother, these police, let me tell you, these police don't understand. Let me tell you what these police don't understand. I can put my colours on, the notorious vest. It's no longer a motorcycle club, right? I've got 20 mates that all want to open it up and kick it back off again. I don't do it because I don't want to. The police have this theory that, or assumption or opinion that we're not doing it because we're afraid of them. The police are nothing to me. They're nothing. What can they do? Kick my door down, be a little bit aggressive when they raid my house? They can't take my life. What are they going to do? Like, the police in New South Wales need to realise they're nothing but a joke in my eyes. The most you can do to me is kick my door down and raid my house. You can't do nothing else to me. Nothing. Nothing at all. So before you try to do scare tactics, go fuck around with someone else. Don't fuck with me.
So, day to day, when you drive around, let's say within a month of you driving, how often do you get pulled over?
8 to 10 times.
Yeah.
And I get into arguments with them and I tell them, you want to do something, do it. Don't fucking try. But I can imagine what they do to these younger guys that might be intimidated. They can't intimidate me, because I know what can they do to me? Nothing. Besides being a bit rough in arresting me, they can't kill me. What are they going to do, brother? I'm always one out. They can't get me for consortium. I'm never armed. What can they do to me? But they don't realise I'll use my platform and make a mockery of them. But to go and tell a thug on in a motorcycle club, I don't like calling him a thug, but I'll say it for what he is. He's a gangster. You go tell him you're going to lose your license today because this guy posted a random video of someone doing a burnout. Can't say none, play nothing. You blame it on him. Imagine this guy armed himself and came and took me out. Over what? The police stopped with my fucking name.
Almost conspiracy, isn't it?
They're going to fucking do it to the wrong person. I'm going to walk, like, I can do a random post of a burnout. They go and take some guy's license off that's a gangster and say because of Tajjour's post, they're going to create a drama for, brother, they don't realise. I could be in public at a cafe. There could be an innocent lady sitting on the chair near me. I could get confronted by one of these people they're trying to rev up. One thing leads to another. Things go sour. Innocent person lose their life. Police can verbal what they want. But when a judge says, Supreme Court judge says, what did it stem from? And they say, the policeman have told this guy he's losing his license and he's fucking up his life because this guy done a post and we think it's him. What do you think a magistrate's going to do to New South Wales police force? They're going to hold them accountable, brother. They want these coppers, these stupid coppers got no education, think, yeah, man, we're the law. Brother, there's a body court law in the High Court. Police get investigated. You can't go and tell a criminal, I'm taking your license because Tajjour done a post and it looks like you, no number plate. The guy's got a helmet and a mask on. There's 15 blokes in the video. How the fuck you know which one it was? And even if he's want to do that, why the fuck he's using my platform? Go get him yourself. They use my platform, get me shot dead over something. What the fuck?
Yeah. So with them watching your socials, it's like, do you start asking yourself, have they got a system in play or algorithms or something that flags you? You know what I mean?
No, my lawyer reckons that they must be logged into my page. He goes,
Oh,
someone
yeah.
like
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
that high up, he
Yeah.
goes, is your photo. I'm on an Interpol watch list. So, and everyone knows I'm not lying because I got arrested in Panama years ago and held for 15 days. And then I got extradited to Chile, held there for 20 days. I got held in Thailand jail for 4 weeks, all because of Interpol deemed me a threat to those countries. So I'm on an Interpol watch list. Most definitely, they're logged into all my accounts. Not allowed a bank account. I can't bank with anyone. They really treat me like a terrorist anyway. But this is a serious thing to go and take someone's license and red label his bike and get him off the street and base it on my platform. How the fuck is that?
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I'm with you. I didn't know you've done time overseas. So I want to touch on that quickly because it'd be an interesting one. Of the 3 different countries, which one was the worst and why?
So they held me in detention in 2 of the countries, but the Thailand, they didn't take me to actual prison. They took me to a holding jail and I had to pay my way out.
Okay, and the difference between Chile and Panama in terms of the 2 cultures and then the prison.
Chile's much better. Chile, what Chile did to me was, so Panama was very bad. The DEA arrested me at the airport. My brother and my cousins got arrested on Australia's biggest drug bust all around the world. Dubai, Germany, Switzerland. And I was traveling the same time they all got arrested. I was traveling as well. So the police put me on an Interpol list because my brother's my surname.
Yeah.
So I got grabbed at Panama, and they were very bad to me, Panama and DEA. But when I got to Chile, the lady lived in Brisbane, the main detective there, and she said to me, I know they're playing this game because she spoke fluent English. She goes, I lived in Australia. She's like, I lived in Brisbane for 3 years. She goes, I know who you are. She goes, you're like famous on social media, come from a big family. She goes, I know who you are. She goes, before you even arrived here, they told us you're on a flight. She goes, we got to check on you. And she goes, I was familiar with your social media. And she goes, I believe they're targeting you. I go, so what are you going to do? She goes, I have to hold you, but I'm going to give you an ankle bracelet. And she held me for 2 nights in a cell and then let me out in the city with an ankle bracelet. I paid the money for the bracelet. I stayed there for a few weeks. But Panama, I was in actual detention center, like a proper detention. So they didn't allow me. But Chile was very good with me. They were very hospitality, like whatever that word is. They were very good to me, Chile.
Hospitable, yeah, hospital.
Santiago.
I got to tell you,
nice.
I got to tell you this story. I'm sure you'll love it. Funny, I didn't know I was going to end up here. So I traveled around the world in 2005, and I woke up in New York to fly to London. And in New York, I bought a laptop and a couple of walkie-talkies. Back then, there was no WhatsApp and stuff, right? So we had walkie-talkies back in the days. Anyway, so I woke up to go to London in New York. I was in New York. I turned the TV on and I saw the London bombings just happened in London, right? So anyway, I went. I was supposed to went to London the day after the bombings. I landed again, went to my hotel, checked the news. Oh, apparently one of the terrorists is believed to be in Rome. All right. 2 days later, I'm in Rome. All right. And I was traveling around. And I thought I'd go to Macca's to use their free Wi-Fi, right? So I'm at Macca's and I was traveling with a friend of mine. And I'm at Macca's checking my Wi-Fi and I'm on the walkie-talkie talking to my mate, right? Because that's how we didn't have WhatsApp, so I'm on the walkie-talkie. So
hang on, you had a walkie-talkie?
Yeah, and a laptop, and I'm at Macca's checking my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm typing away, and I see the security guy looking at me. No big deal. Typing away, Moudi. Next thing you know, I'm on the floor, mate.
What a God.
I swear to God, right? They grabbed me. They waited for the police inspector to come down, right? They arrested me. Anyway, I go, mate, I'm from Australia. He goes, Australia? Okay, then if you're from Australia, if you reckon you're from Australia, he goes, I was in Australia a month ago on holidays. Name a train station. And I said, Flinders Street, Newport, Williamstown, Werribee, Hoppers Crossing, whatever you want. He goes, you're lucky because I was there a month ago on holidays, man. You know?
What would they grab you for?
They thought I was London Bobs. I had the big beard going back then. You know,
what a God.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
Scary thought, a scary process, eh?
Well, you don't think, I was literally typing away. Yeah, what do you like? No clue, man. You know.
Yeah, that's scary straight out.
That's why I asked you about jail overseas. Jail and overseas is a different world, it's a different jungle, being overseas and all that. But you know what, you got to have your wits about you. It doesn't matter where you are, man. Like, of course, many times you want to go off and all that, but it's not going to serve you well, yeah?
But bro, Australian police have got too much. He's got too much powers, bro. You know what I mean? And you know what the scary thing is? Because of Donald Trump being accepted as a racist, it's becoming accepted here, bro. But they're bluntly just targeting us in a blunt, like the whole world's against us. I'm telling you.
Well, if you look at the terrorism laws they rushed in, it doesn't just apply to terrorists or suspected terrorists. Actually, those laws are pretty much like across the board for everyone. Once you know how they're applied, and they use terrorism to kind of introduce them in, and rush them in. But
Go on.
even the firearm prohibition orders, I was looking into them, mate. I didn't know that everyone around you hang out with can get raided.
Anywhere you frequent.
Yeah.
Right. Let me tell you something. Right. Like I was going to tell you something. Maybe you forgot. I was going to say something to you. Oh yeah, Ben Robert Smith. All right. I've watched his whole case. The guy is a monster, a blunt killer, just a thug. If he would have been a bikie, he would have been one of the most ruthless gangsters in this country.
Same profile. Yeah, same profile.
Listen, he took out innocent, unarmed, middle-aged man, took girls, and his team took girls, it's alleged, and done all these things, right? And he's still, you got John Howard saying it's our car he got charged. You got Carl Stefanovic saying it's our car he got charged. You got Pauline Hanson. All these political figures coming out in support. Kerry Stokes paid his legal fees. These guys are coming and supporting a guy like that. And they know 100% this guy is guilty. I'll tell you how you know. He doesn't deny his charges, brother. He says he done it in combat.
Yeah, it's true. Good
So
point.
he's admitted. You know also, right? He had he recorded everything, right? And this is what a sicko is. He recorded everything on a bit. You said they got him. Wait, it's all come out in his case. I talked to a lot of reporters. I know a lot of people in the media. I tell you, they got him. So he smuggled back a BSB, and he had all the footage of
USB, a USB,
of his fellow comrades killing people. And in that, he says to him, in that, he said he got charged, and this is what the other one's wrong on him. I'll tell you how. So he says to him, "You're all as guilty as me." And then they're all not saying nothing, right? He's got them all in a circle, and he's telling them all. And he goes, "I hold the key. As if any of you think you're going to cooperate against your brother about himself, they're talking gangsters." He goes, "These are all going to come down with me." Those guys came back to Australia and told a senior reporter that was investigating Afghanistan. He went to the Australian police and got him the letter. You know that letter of comfort when you can talk, and not immunity. It's like immunity. It's called a letter of comfort. A letter of comfort means you can confess and not be charged. So they confess to that. His closest mate wanted to save himself. Tells him, "Listen, it's on his property. He's got it buried. I can pinpoint it where it is. He's got a BSB, a USB, whatever, and he's got they got that. They held on to that for 18 months. They didn't charge him. And then the higher ups must have said to each other, if this reporter leaks it to 60 Minutes overseas, because he was putting pressure on him, he's saying to him, you haven't arrested this bloke. They didn't want to arrest him. Yeah, John Howard behind the scenes with his fucking whatever he's got going, contacts, and Kevin Rudd and Tony Abbott, all these high ups saying, can't charge him. This one reporter, he's the main one that does all the reporting. That guy you see doing all the talking. He, for whatever reason it was, set out to get this bloke. So they were fully aware he even lost his defamation case in court. 3 magistrates agreed that this reporter did not defame him, didn't do anything illegal. He uncovered the crimes. So Ben Robert couldn't even get compensation because 3 judges said, hang on, this guy is alleging you done all these things, but we believe you did. So he hasn't done it. He said if there was no evidence proving his claim, he's defamed you.
Yeah, and that's why his foot's already in the door. Like but
the point is, the government was sweet with it because they're Afghanis. They
Yeah,
didn't
of
care.
course. Yeah, of course. Look, Moudi, for me, before you told me this, I said to myself, there must be like, because in war, it's hard to prove all that stuff, right? So they must have something on him, yeah? They must have like some
Bro,
solid.
I'm telling you, he's got that little chip thing. He had all the dirt from his cameras from all the scenes.
Yeah.
He was the commander, and bro, he's 6'8",
Yeah,
very
right.
intimidating guy. So his team have seen him throw a man off a cliff.
Yeah.
This Ben Roberts is a warrior, a crazy, like talented war fucking
He's a
criminal.
specimen. He's a specimen. He's a
Yeah, so
trainer.
he took all their cameras off them. They couldn't even argue. He grabbed all their cameras, took all the footage out of everything, and said, put onto one USB and said, I've got you all. And he made them kill people. Brother, made him kill each one of his team, kill 2 innocent people. I think one killed 3, one killed 2. The other one, he killed the unarmed girl. He forced them because he wanted to be no possibility to roll on him because he said, you've done crimes too. And his verbal was to him, he said he justifies it. And this is why the politicians say he's right. He says the moment he entered Afghanistan, when he jumped out of the plane, his mindset, he's a trained commando. He goes, he had to switch from being the man he was in Australia to no feelings, no moral compass, nothing, just kill all. Anyone that's a target, anyone that's deemed a threat. And he deemed those unarmed Afghanis a threat because he said they were part of the clan of the rogue, the guy that went rogue. That old man that he kills is a part of his village. That's how he justifies it, this low life. And the politicians, his low life's all covered 6 years, brother.
Yeah.
He's been investigated for 6 years, and for 18 months, they held the chip and seen all the footage of him killing all these people.
Well, that's what I was just about to say.
Off the cliff.
Let's say your information is questionable, right? Let's say, for argument's sake, the fact, the souvenirs that he's managed to keep along his way, that's not a good look.
Brother, I'm telling you what these guys will uncover. If I'm wrong,
yeah,
I'm wrong.
And it's only just staying on him. I don't know the guy. I don't know the guy, whatever. But I'm gonna point something out which I found really strange and ironic. It's almost like different rules for different fools. So he's also convicted for beating up his missus, and he's had DV stuff on him, right? Cool. So the same person, and I'm not pro or against Ben Robert Smith, whatever. I was using him as an example.
You should be against him.
Yeah.
Cool. He's an animal. Killed our people. You should be
Let me
against
just finish
him.
this one. Yeah. So the same people that say, oh, he's bashed, like normally DV, right? That's it, you're labelled. With him, all of a sudden, the DV's out the door.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Care.
So that's what I found ironic. But yeah, no, it's, and by the way, DV, mate, you want to talk about the new NDIS? Domestic violence is in new NDIS.
Yeah.
I swear. I swear to God, it's like, I spoke to a guy today, great, comes from a good home, whatever, worked the family business for years, good family, good business for years, mate. His missus, he got locked up for four breaches, right? 6 months he spent. 4 breaches, bro.
Sure.
He lost everything, including millions, right? On false allegations, bro.
100%.
It's a huge unhealthy imbalance of power, dude. Honestly, like, as a kid these days, to get into a relationship, man, like, there's so many dynamics here. So many dynamics.
Bro, you go on a date with a girl, all right? Just a date. And you're in the car with her, and you say something that's upset her, and there's no cameras. She jumps out, says, I want to just catch an Uber. And for whatever reason, she gets in her head. She wants to drive to the cop shop and say that you touched her. You'll get charged and put in custody. And if they believe her lie, you're going to do 5-6 years. Your name's gone. Your reputation's tarnished.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And you've done nothing.
Yeah.
So my advice to bro, you know, anytime I meet a girl when I'm single, I swear on my mother's grave, cameras out. As soon as I get in the car, I say, listen, you've been recorded. You consent because you have to tell them. Because if you see you record them, you can't use it in court as evidence. Brother, I tell them, do you consent? And they're like, oh, what are you going to use it for?
Yeah.
I tell them, just in case, I tell them, just in case I'm not attracted to you, or you might not smell the best, and I want to kick you out, I don't have to be nice about it. I can say, get out, you stink, get out. I go, but if I'm not recording, I have to sugarcoat and tolerate you until we're under camera, in order to not before I hurt your feelings, because you can make up.
Listen, bro, what you're talking about, here, it's not my style, but I completely get it. I completely get it.
But
Yeah,
listen, you got to understand, Chad. It might not be your style, but I'll tell you the difference to you and I. With your respect,
yeah,
you worried about perception and what happened,
Yeah.
perceived, and this and that.
yeah,
I don't give a fuck about public opinion,
yeah.
and I don't give a fuck about what anyone thinks of me. You want to fucking criticize? I don't give a fuck. I say it how it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually,
I give my advice to all you people in this world. You piss your life away trying to please everyone. And let me tell you something. No matter with the cowboy hat you're wearing, the good speech you have, you're still labeled a dumb Muslim dog.
yeah, probably, yeah, probably, yeah.
I love you, bro, as a brother.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
These racist cunts will always say, he's just saying that because he wants to be perceived as a good guy, but he's like them. He's like,
No, yeah, I get, they're going to say that, of course. For me,
brother, speak your mind and
Yeah.
fuck every public opinion. Fuck them, bro. Because there's no one in this country is going to want anything good for you, my friend, because you're a fucking Muslim. All right? Stop worrying about.
here's the thing. No, it's like, I completely get what you're doing, man. It's like a lot of guys in my position would never even hook up with chick again. I get it. It's so many fucking angles to it. I'm one of the lucky ones who walked out all right, but could have destroyed me.
You're not lucky. You're not lucky. You're just strong.
Yeah.
Listen, you're the most unluckiest bastard in the world, but you're strong-willed.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's two different cattles there, bro. Don't mix yourself up in the wrong basket.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to ask you a question. This one's going to pick your brain. So let's say you gave me the chick, right? And she comes, hangs out with you. Legally, in your opinion, when does she have a claim to your assets? At what point does she have a case?
2 years.
Okay.
So if you live with her, I'll tell you now, if you lived with her for 2 years, she can take you to court and she can claim. And if you've paid her phone bill, if you've given her a weekly wage, this is how it comes out. I've asked lawyers about this. He said, if you've financially supported her for over a course of 2 years, she's entitled to future assistance, 74% of your assets, even if she's contributed nothing, if she's just morally there for you, you become her. She becomes a liability because she's financially dependent on you, and you have to help her. If you got 10 million in the bank, she's taking 1.8 million out of it. Okay, for what? He goes, because you supported her.
I don't disagree with anything you said. I'll just add to that as well. I've just found out recently. So, do you know, if you start seeing each other for a few months, right, and she may bring a toothbrush, okay, the moment she starts bringing 1 or 2 bits of clothing as the change of clothes, there's actually a good case for it. So
I know the 6-month clause. I know that.
So the moment you start becoming, the more you start getting entangled. So I've actually worked out that the best investment in the world at the moment is not Bitcoin or fucking property. It's actually a toothbrush. You get a $7 toothbrush from Coles. You place that in the right place.
I'll tell you, my good mate is a family lawyer. And he said the claim is 6 months, but he goes, magistrates throw it out straight away. He goes, if a girl wants a legitimate claim, he goes, and it could go for a man too. I'll tell you what he said to me. He goes, bro, your missus is wealthy. I said, yeah. He goes, just give you an example, you and your missus. He goes, you could take her out of court. I go, how? And he explained everything. I go, I wouldn't do that to her. He goes, but it goes both ways. If you've been with someone for 2 years plus, you're in a very, very, very sticky situation.
Yeah, I agree. I just want to come back to what you just said. So this is Moudi Tajjour saying you wouldn't do that to a woman, right? That's actually what I respect in a man, bro. Any man does that to a woman is not a man. I'm telling you now, it's not. So why is it acceptable for women to do it to men? And by the way, to those women who think that they're going to do it to men and have this happy rainbows and lollipops life, let me tell you, I promise you, I'm sitting here because of the universal law of karma. I got my karma in life, right? You're getting your karma in your life too, bro. And I'll tell you now, it's 1,000% real. You burn someone, anyone in your life, I promise it's going to come back.
Bro, we live in tough times, bro. I don't know how stable you are with your missus. All right. But I'll tell you what, I got a mate, personality very similar to you, went for a divorce. He wasn't in jail, but went for a divorce, gave her about 15.5 million. set her up in life. And this fuck still tried to come back. I think it was 13 years. 13 years, something got to do with 13 years ago. Asset she remembered that he sold the benefit, the money was off accounts or whatever. And now he's dealing with that now, saying that he misled the courts by not disclosing that. Just because she's bitter, he's got a new missus. You have a fucking millions, 15.5 million. Bro, a girl, this guy told me, he goes, brother, my girl's cashed up, so I don't need to worry about this. Do you know what I mean? My missus is fucking rich as fuck. So I don't have to worry. She has to worry about me.
A lot of people are rich. I'm not saying your missus is at all, but a lot of people are rich, but they're still hungry. Yeah, so you can be rich. She's content. She's happy what she has and who she is, and yeah.
She wouldn't. My one wouldn't. Listen, my one, she wouldn't do that to me. Like listen, I don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
I don't fucking trust as far as I can throw her. And I say to her face, not because of who she is. It's just her human instinct.
Yeah, she understands that too. She understands that.
And let me tell you, every single one of my mates, their missus hates my guts. You know why?
Join the club.
Because the way I talk, bro. You know the way I talk? Listen,
Hey,
I'm sure your missus would have a dislike for me. Because I tell you why. I've been around long enough to know there is no such thing as a good person 100%.
Yes.
Everyone has an element of a little bit of sneakiness in them. It just takes that right poke to bring that person out.
I actually, you know what? The more I listen to you, there's a lot of stuff in what you say that only comes with deep reflection and deep experience, man. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, you know, going back to your mates' wives. Guess what? My mates' wives that I like the most, they are the best of women, right? Because they know where my opinions come from, and they respect where my opinions come from, right? Because they actually value themselves and who they are as humans and what their husband does for them. So women that aren't going to gravitate to what we say, in my opinion, I know it's coming from a place of truth and all that, so I'm not really worried about their opinions. But in particular, remember my mate Jason? Do you want to give him another message? He still doesn't like me. His post, Jason and Kelsey. She can't stand me the most, buddy. I told her one day I'm going to call you out.
Yeah. Bro, let me tell you, all these ladies, I'll tell you what, they don't like us, bro, because we live in such a fake world.
Yeah, I know.
They demand you to be fake to them. Demand. But, bro, even my girlfriend says to me, you're too outspoken. Sometimes it's best to. I said, listen to me. You worry about you.
It's not in you to stay quiet.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
Yeah, and I said, you worry about you live your fucking life, and I worry about living my life. End of the day, you ain't paying my bills, love. I pay my own fucking bills, my own way in life. So I'll get your opinion when you're paying my way in life. Until then, keep your head in your computer desk and worry about your fucking self. Don't worry what I say on my social media. Because she always says to me, you can't say this on social media. I said, why? She's on my career. I said, your career, not mine. With due respect, we shouldn't be basing on what I say, reflect on you. She's the opposite of me. She hates everything I say. She doesn't stand with anything I say. She doesn't believe anything I say. Like I say to her, what are you doing with me? You don't agree with anything I say.
Yeah.
So when I talk, I hope no one bases how I am on her, because she is the total opposite of me. She's all about being nice, and even if something's wrong, just bite your tongue and do what's right. I'm like, fuck all that. If something's wrong, I'm going to say, and you know where this comes from? This comes from a victimized man that's been victimized his whole life with racism and unfairness. This is what you create. You create a bitter monster that hates the fucking world, has no trust in no one. And today you've got me on a day. Normally I'm more shelved what I say. But these coppers have put me in a situation today. It almost went sour. Lucky enough that the guy that I was dealing with is a part of my brother's crew, and also understands I didn't mean it, and understands, brother, we could turn this into a road if you want to go.
True, man. It's true.
We'll go
you know
down
what?
that road.
Risk to value. There was more risk than value.
It put me in a uneasy, uncomfortable. Like you guys, you sit there and think, you don't even know. Like we could have killed each other.
Not well after. Initially, when you spoke about it, I knew there was. Once you started describing it, I got a fair idea how it would have looked, even though it was.
Guy had a look in his eye. He didn't say nothing in the sense of, "Let's meet up right now," but he was so fired up But lucky he's a man's man and he's not an idiot and must have realized, first of all, my brother still wears the same patch as him. And secondly, I never meant it. And thirdly, I can't control if the police are going to go and say, oh, it was you. There's no number plate in the photo. There's no face because the person's wearing a mask and a helmet. There's 15 guys there. If they want to pick you, but it could have went so much different, bro.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? It's sincere thing you're talking about, and let's hope they're listening to another episode of what we call Middle Eastern Organised Charm and not crime, and take many lessons away from this. But I want to ask about your what's your conflict resolution style?
Conflict resolution?
Yeah. So let's say someone came to you, this guy owes money. Moudi, what can we do about it?
You weigh it up. Why is he owe the money? What assets has he got? Is he not paying because she stubbornness and being a shifty cunt, or is he going to have financial difficulties? What's the character of the guy? If he tells me he's going through financial difficulties, you got to be the better person, walk away, because you're going to get nothing out of the guy.
Yeah,
you're going to put him into a corner. He might kill himself, might kill you. You don't know how it's going to pan out. But if he's being a cocksucker and he just doesn't want to pay you, then I will take that debt on and collect your money for you, and I will challenge that person.
You see that? Yeah, yeah. That's actually very well handled, especially what you said about genuine financial difficulties. The guy could top himself, man. Yeah,
yeah. So everything's merited on. It warrants the merit of the thing. You know what I mean? If the guy's being genuinely just, bro, sometimes in life people lose things, bro.
Yeah.
You know? Like if you came to me and I had invested in you into a house, building, so you came and said, Moudi, I can't pay you. I would know that you didn't come to me until you analyzed everything and you actually couldn't pay.
Yeah.
So I would say, no worries, bro. When you do, when you can, you got to make this right.
Yeah.
It just depending on the person approaching.
It's true, bro. It's true. I've taught my son a lot about that. Obviously, I've been in a difficult financial spot the last couple of years. And my son goes, Dad, you can borrow money off 100 people, your friends, you're good to your friends and they know you're a good man. I said, son, it's not about that. It's about how it makes me feel, So, yeah.
She's not a good boy.
Yeah.
When you're here, as much as your ex done bad to you, you spoke so highly of your new missus. When you were going to go get those sweets and you walked fucking for however far you walked carrying fucking 20 kilos of sweets, and you didn't even want to eat the sweet. It was mainly for your kids and your missus.
Yeah.
I knew this guy is not a scumbag, because if anyone that's been through what you've been through, you should despise your new missus and in your heart think she's just like her, but you don't.
Can I tell you something? That means a lot to me, Woody. I'm going to tell you, it's partly in English, partly in Arabic, bro. Anyone going through this, I'll tell you now, first of all, if you're hurting, okay, you're only hurting because you're a good person. Because the one who does the harm doesn't hurt. So first of all, if you're hurting, take it as a compliment, all right? It's hard to accept, and then part of you will hurt, because what I've realized, you look back and think, how can they do this to me, for example? And why it hurts so much is because you don't have it in you to do it to them. That's why it hurts you so much. But let me tell you how God works, man. This is how God works. And I'll tell you now, whatever you didn't have, when you say alhamdulillah in Arabic and you accept it and you understand there's a higher purpose, believe me, and you stay pure in your, Woody, one thing I never did, bro, and I'll never advise any man to do this. Your missus dumps you or whatever, yeah? You'll never catch me next week with a photo of some chick out at a club. Never. I've been in a group of friends. No. This is why I'm trying to teach you Middle Eastern Organised Charm, Habibi. Charm is 10 times more than crime. Trust me. Listen, Andrew Tate and all that, girls and all that. Yeah, all right. Anarossi. But he's got money. Come see me. Come do it, Andrew, when you're broke. Come show me how you did it when you're broke. Yeah. Anyway, but it's true, man. To me, that's not my style. In Arabic, my dad said, Khalik al-Jad, stay a man. You know what I mean? It's true. It's true, bro. Like, I don't have that pettiness in me. And you know what? To the young boys that want to play up, you know what? I played up a lot. And I'll tell you, man, I was in love with my first missus, all right? Her dad hated me because I'm Muslim, all right? So I said to him, Moudi, Mr. Nice Guy, I said, you know what, babe? Don't worry about it. They were very, back then, she was Macedonia, right? Very, back then, she was Massa, my first missus.
That's what my missus is.
This one?
That's her.
Bullshit. Tell her, one day I'll talk to her, she's going to freak out how much Massa I can speak and understand. I understand Massa and speak basic Massa. How's that?
Wallah.
Yeah. I swear to God.
I didn't tell you she was Massa.
Nah. Enough for she's liver. Anyway, the massage got good hearts, man. So she was yeah, like my first love, mate, best fucking thing ever. You know, Moudi, I'll tell you now, very few women could say a bad thing about me. Very, 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 very few. That's even though I played up and all that, you know, I tried to stay as respectful as possible. Yeah, and then so I break up with her, and how I attracted whatever. When you're in an unhealthy place, guess what you're going to attract, Habibi?
Healthy life, brother.
Yeah, when you're in an unhealthy place, you're going to attract all the shitness. When you start having a self-worth and like a belief system in yourself, all the gold will come. You know, Moody, I'll be honest, man, when I went out when I was single this time at 44, I had the time of my life. You know why?
How long were you single for before you got into a relationship?
4 years. Yeah.
Single?
Yeah, I had time of my
4
life.
years?
I had time. Listen, Habibi, listen. Yeah, the man that comes out of jail after 30 years is not going to walk back in straight away, is he? You know what I mean? And I would fire, when I was married, I would fire shots across the bow. I'll tell all my mates and everyone, I put everyone on notice. I'm married, I'm going to stay married. But the moment I find myself living like out of it, I'm going to roll with the punches, bro. You got to understand, man, like wherever you are, you got to make the most of. Now, but I'll tell you what, on a serious note, I actually had more fun this time when I went out to a club. You know, when you're young, you just want to bang everything that moves. I didn't want to do that this time, man. And I'm not from a place of ego. It actually felt better to say to a chick, you know, thanks, but no. As you get older, bro, you get a bit fussier. You learn more about yourself. You just want peace and quality, mate.
How did you meet your missus?
This one, I'll tell you the whole story, and then I had look, bro. When my divorce, I went deep, man. I started learning a lot about myself because I run every day. When you run, I sent you a video the day when I'm running. You saw me. I was as high as a kite.
No, shirt on.
Yeah, shirt off. Because I get a natural high from running. It's reflection, right? I was running one morning, and then you know, I go to myself, fuck, you've been single for a while. I go, yeah. I go, you know she's coming. I just knew a month before she came. I knew I met her online, but subhanAllah, even though I met her online, bro, you know this is how God works.
What's the definition online? Where?
On Bumble. Did you have to? But didn't you hate it? I should bring him up. It's the best love story Bumble ever had.
How old is she? Is she younger than you?
Young. Watch how God works. It's funny you should ask me that because that morning when I was talking to myself, I go to myself. I really knew what she looked like. I knew blonde hair, blue eyes. I don't negotiate with terrorists, right? Yeah, blonde hair, blue eyes. So, and I knew her heart. You know, I swear her heart, bro, is the best heart in the world. So my parents were hurting. My parents didn't want to meet her at all. So my mum, when she met her, I shouldn't say this, I'll tell you something. My uncle, when we were young, he had a blonde wife, all right? And all me and my cousins, my young cousins used to find her attractive, right? So anyway, when I introduced to my mum bade me buza علي in Arabic. She say, she doesn't like it, she's hurting. Yeah. But my mum couldn't, bro. Straight away, Alba فتح لها, she grabs me, she walks me into the pantry. She goes, Ole? She goes, ما قلت لي تشبه لمرت خالك, مرت عمك, I should say. That means you didn't tell me she reminds me of your uncle's ex-wife. So
take you to take her home.
About a couple of months, yeah. But you know, this is the measure of a good person. This is for all your listeners, the females and the young guys, the males and the women. You know a good person, bro? When you bring it to any room, right? Especially your family, you bring it to your family, and if your family are good people, not if they're bad people never gonna love anyone. But your family, genuine, warm-hearted people, they see a pure spirit, warm heart. Everywhere I took her, everyone loved her.
How long you been together?
2.5 years. Yeah, best 2.5 years. Yeah. Hajj, hate Allah, bro. Never once had an argument. I spent so much time laughing all day, 25.
I spoke to 5 minutes.
Yeah, because you two, wrong timing. Yeah. Even then, don't worry. I'm United Nations. Don't worry.
2.5 years, you're there. Yeah. I've been there for 2 minutes arguing about.
Now, but what's this? This is the difference. A bad missus, she want to argue, you know what you want. My missus, she want. But heaven forbid anyone cross like her family. She's protective of her family. I love that. Now,
like you?
Oh yeah. No, you know, I'll tell you what. When you walk into a new relationship, it's got to be a flow the whole way through, bro. If you go to her family and there's headaches, never gonna work, man. It's never gonna work. You know, and my kids love her. Everyone loves her, bro. Best 2.5 years of my life, and I'll tell you, never in my wildest imagination will ever say this. You know, usually we're men here, we're talking, and to the women, they know this. A lot of men get sick of their missus after a while, bro. We do. A lot of women get, you know, but we don't get sick of each other because we're actually best friends. We have a laugh.
You spend much time with her?
We'll see each other once, twice a week. Yeah, we live a bit far from each other, yeah, but on the phone 24/7. Yeah.
Oh, you don't live with each other?
Nah, she lives. She's an hour out of Melbourne, so I have to drive up and down.
Oh, that's why you're praising her. Wait,
Nah.
Listen, brother. Listen to me, brother.
No.
Listen to me.
I've been there.
Listen,
Don't worry about that.
no. I agree with everything you say. If I think, listen, wait until you live with her, all right, day in, day out. And listen, and she might even be the victim where you might be a hard person to deal with. So I'm not even judging her.
Hey, I'm already a hard person to deal with.
Listen, I'm telling a phone conversation and in person. I'll tell you an example. You might not know, she might have a bad habit where she's got a breathing problem or eating problem or chews the wrong way. After a while, she could just sneeze and you're like,
yeah, I know. I know
I'm
you're
telling
saying.
you, bro.
Yeah.
So right now I understand why you're praising her so much. Live with her. And listen, I bet she won't be praising you after living with each other.
Hey, she's actually coming. She'll be back from shopping. She won't go on camera, but you can ask her whatever you want. She'll say something. No, but I'll be honest. I don't even like being on the phone. I hate being on the phone to each other. Like sometimes it gets frustrating, but as soon as we see each other.
Can I ask you a serious question? I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah.
2.5 years of being with her, you praise her like there's no tomorrow. Why haven't you moved in with each other?
Oh, bro, because there's 5 kids involved, yeah, and they're all the same age. So
how old are the kids?
This is the problem. So you got 15, 17, 15, 17, 19, right?
On what end, but on whose end?
So two boys of her and 2 girls and a boy of me. So my eldest daughter's at uni, second year of law. My youngest one's doing year 12. My son is doing a trade, right? So soon. So and then you got her boys as well. They're all about that same age.
Do the kids get along?
Oh yeah, no, there's no problems at all.
And when he's gonna make that step?
Well, I was just waiting to settle. I just settled 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Are you gonna get a bigger house than that?
Surely, yeah.
And move,
Yeah.
is that the plan? You're moving together?
That's a plan. Yeah, surely, yeah. I want to have like an acre somewhere.
You know, you're good people because your kids are all getting along. And I tell you, I judge people. If the kids are all fighting with each other, everyone's like, you're all very chilled. I've noticed. I've never once called you and you've been in a bad mood. And I've called you sometimes and I'm a bit over the top the way I talk. Even when Miss said to me, she goes, you know, he could work with me. I go, what do you mean? She says, you could work with my company. I go, how do you know that?
I love your missus, bro.
Wallah, she goes, sometimes you speak to him. She goes, I think he's wise enough and knows that you're not meaning to be.
No, I know that, yeah.
Yeah, she goes, the way he handles the situation of you, she listens to everything. She gets off the phone, she says to me, I could get this guy working in my company in 2 seconds. She goes, he deals with you how I deal with you. You're very calm, but I've been shocked a few times and you just...
Well, I'll tell you,
the whole situation, bro.
I'll tell you something. I am calm, but why am I calm? Bro, there's so many... At the end of the day, I told you, Salah Hadin's my favorite saying of all time that's kept me straight, bro. Before you draw blood, indulge in it and bathe in it. Think, because blood doesn't sleep.
But how do you say can't, bro? I get so far, I can't control my...
Yeah, because the way you were brought up, Haj, compared to the way I was brought up. 2 different
I don't know how you
things.
say calm, bro. Like,
Yeah.
even when your missus, when we were talking, she got frustrated. I got frustrated.
She's Croatian, mate.
Yeah,
don't
listen,
worry.
we both got frustrated, and you're calm, and my missus was calm.
You know
I was
what?
like,
I'll tell you
I think
what.
the problem
I'll
was
tell
my
you, it's a good
missus.
point. I'll tell you what it is. You just prompted me. At the end of the day, you're saying X about her. She's saying X about you, and it's coming through me, right? So you both, fair enough. But I know both of you have good in you. She's just seen bad in you, and you've seen bad in her. So my job is to have faith and understand time, right? With the right words and right nurturing will fix the problem, bro. You know, some of the baddest people you've ever met. I guarantee you, bro, you sit there with enough time, you'll actually find something out about him that will surprise you. And you'll see some good and the worst him.
When you come in next, I'm going to let you sit down my business partner.
Yes,
I've never mentioned him to you.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I just want someone to take me get a little ice cream.
Yeah, you're going to sit with him too, because he's watched that podcast too.
Yeah.
He's very calm, that guy. He goes, he drive him crazy off air. I said, sometimes I ring him up. He goes, because I'm very argumentative, bro. You see how I'm very one side. I don't mean to be rude or anything, but when I've got something in my mind
You are the typical Lebo, and I'll tell you why I am calm. We've got one of my best mates, Simon Curry. I don't know if you know him, right? He's one of my best mates, bro. I came to Australia when I was 6 years old. My first day at school, I still met him. All Lebos are like you, right? My dad's a retired school principal, all right? My dad traveled the world for years, mate. He's the #1 gentleman. So even though I grew up in Lebo, I didn't grow up in the typical Lebanese house style. My dad
Bro, I
wasn't.
didn't grow up in a household at all. I was out of the house by 12. I was living on my own.
Well, 15, I've been on my own. My parents went back to Lebanon when I was 15, so I kind of learned everything on my own.
They
man.
what?
Wallah, bro. I've been on my own since 15.
They left you here.
I'll tell you the story. I was in love with my first. This is the story. I was in love with my first missus. You know, you love, bro. Whatever. My dad, yeah, bro. Habibi.
Your mother and your kids, were you with her from 15?
No. This is my first master missus.
Yeah.
So my dad loves Lebanon. You gotta understand something with him. My dad didn't come here for money. He wasn't an economic migrant. My dad was a genuine refugee fleeing war. So we nearly died in a car bomb, earthquake. Our ship got blown up. All right.
Yeah.
So my dad, he sent us here first, and he kept flying Middle East Airlines. And they kept working, bro. They used to fucking try to bomb it out the skies back in the days.
But who were you staying with?
So when I came here, I stayed with my mum and my mum's brother all together, and my uncles, and then my dad would come up and down, right? But then at 15, this is the conversation. My dad goes, "Oh, but Lebanon." I'm thinking, right? A week later, I got the shipping container in my driveway.
Oh, so he's fair income.
And he's fair income, bro. You ready for this, Moudi? I was wrapped. Even though I had a missus, I was still going out with my mates, yeah?
But what were you wrapped about? Wrapped that you were going back?
15 years old. I used to listen to NWA. I wanted to be a gangster. What do you mean rap? We used to go racking. We used to go fucking. We used to like stand over with this like 24-year-old. He used to drive us around. I had to listen. Just because I've never been to jail doesn't mean I haven't lived all that life, right?
I don't doubt you. I don't doubt you.
But I'll tell you what my mentality was. I learned this early on, and I learned this from the Sydney Lebos, to be honest. And you'd be proud of this. And there's a lesson in this. I learned something about myself. I didn't have backing. I didn't have 4 or 5 brothers, right? So if I went to a problem, right, I didn't, respectfully, I don't have as much pull as you, right? Now, the reason why people can't take out Lebos.
Any brothers?
I got a younger brother.
Oh, no, an older.
No, my brother was in Lebanon. He went back with my parents, right?
Oh,
So it's just me. So I was able to pull myself back. Say, hang on, bro. You don't have any pulls.
So when your mum and dad went back, who did you stay with?
With my uncle.
And you can go back. Let's see, you stayed.
I'll paint a picture for you. So from 25 to 40, I spoke to my dad about 3 or 4 times.
Oh,
And
wow.
I only see him twice in 25 years. When my parents came back from Lebanon, bro, this is what I learned about alienating a child from their father, all right, and their mother. This is what my divorce taught me. So when my dad came back from Lebanon at 40, so I hadn't really seen him since I was 15, even though my dad loved me, pure love, right? I can feel it from a distance. You know how at 40, I had to get to learn to know my dad again. It was fucking awkward, man.
But what brought them back here?
The politics, and they're getting older. But guess what? Now they've gone back.
Whereabouts in Lebanon are they from?
Limina.
Oh, the Minya.
Yeah. No, Limina.
Oh, Minya, yeah.
Limina, from the water. Lebanon's, man, you know what? I'll tell you now, if this war blows over, Lebanon will be one of the best places in the world to live now.
I loved it. Then, bro.
I'll tell you now, I'll tell you what, because people, a lot going on in the Western world, the West is no longer as desirable as it used to be, right?
No, we don't live a good life here.
Well, we know that now. It's all changed. Yes.
People think, the funniest thing I ever hear when they say, "Oh, they're ungrateful. They come here for a better life." What are you talking about? And I went to my country. I swear on my mother's grave, I called my family from Lebanon. I said, "Why the fuck did you ever go to Australia? Right over there's a life. You're happy. You see everyone in the street all night. Places are open 24 hours.
Yeah.
Every night is something to do. A hafle or here, there's no fucking, bro. Let me tell you, Australia has it twisted when they say, "Oh, fuck off back your own country." I wish I could live in my country. Best country in the fucking world. The only difference is the economy is a bit different, but the value of life and the happiness and the occupied, like the way you say occupied all day and night, it's 10 times better lifestyle there than here.
Listen, bro, I'll tell you something. Unfortunately, we don't really have a healthy culture here in Australia, man.
There's no culture.
We don't really, in Lebanon, even though the economy is a bit different, that they have bit of a healthy history, a rich history and
Yeah.
culture. Yeah, Australia, unfortunately, mate, like especially now, it's like the immigration through the roof and all that. It's lost its identity. You know.
Hey, I'm gonna have to wrap this up.
Yeah, Ripper.
Yeah,
You got some shit out of me.
I
You
have
got
to
some
wrap
dirt.
this
You
up.
got some dirt on me today, man.
I gotta wrap this up. I love you.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you shortly, but something just popped up. I literally got to get off.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you want, we'll tune in. Obviously, we're going to tune in again.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember the conversation we're leaving off so we can pick it back up from there.
Until
I love
then,
Until then,
champagne.
see you later.
See you, mate.